From major career changes to cross-country moves, it seems like Reese Witherspoon tried everything to keep her marriage to Jim Toth alive to no avail. After divorcing Ryan Phillippe in 2008, Reese Witherspoon quickly rebounded with her rendition co-star Jake Gyllenhaal. Despite appearing like a charming Hollywood power couple, the pair split in December 2009. 2 months later, people reported that Witherspoon had already moved on after she was snapped getting cozy with talent agent Jim Toth at an Italian restaurant in Hollywood. In a 2012 interview with Elle, the A-lister confessed that she didn't think she would settle down again, and certainly not so quickly after her divorce.
I'm old enough now to know that I don't know anything about love or relationship.
Although she said that Toth managed to restore her faith in love, the pair's first meeting was far from romantic. Witherspoon recalled to Elle, "It happened out of the blue. This really drunk guy was hitting on me, making such an idiot of himself, yelling at me. Jim came over and said, 'Please excuse my friend, he's just broken up with someone.' Jim was a really good friend, pulling him out of that situation." Sources who chatted to People at the time expressed their concern that Toth had developed a reputation as being a Hollywood womanizer, which may be perceived as somewhat of a red flag. Nevertheless, he was reportedly besotted with Witherspoon. As one friend recalled, "He used to be such a player, but he's treating her like gold. He'll do anything for Reese." For those close to the actor, Reese Witherspoon's whirlwind romance with Jim Toth came as a shock. In particular, some pals questioned why the initially cynical actor wanted to move on to a serious relationship so quickly after splitting from Jake Gyllenhaal, especially after she openly stated she wasn't interested in a serious romantic commitment. Despite these concerns, things continued to move at an alarming speed. Less than a year after meeting Witherspoon, Toth popped the question in December 2010. However, the Oscar winner had only recently quashed engagement rumors in an interview with Entertainment Weekly. She explained, "My mom always texts me like, 'Are you getting married?' I'm like, 'Mom, come on, you would know if I was getting married.'" Whether she was simply being coy about her upcoming engagement or whether she was utterly surprised by her new beau remains unclear. Regardless, by April 2011, the couple had tied the knot in a low-key ceremony at Witherspoon's ranch in California. Expectations for the pair were high from the start, with People declaring their nuptials the celebrity wedding of the year. Such exaltations might have put undue pressure on the twosome to present themselves as the idealized celeb couple. This pressure may have been one of the early forces to drive their love affair off course. Although she has often been depicted as the happy-go-lucky girl next door, Reese Witherspoon has experienced personal turmoil behind the scenes. And at the time she met Jim Toth, she was going through a particularly difficult time in her life. She told Marie Claire, "I was hard on myself when I got divorced, and until I got remarried, I don't think I realized how stressed I was. I feel so much relief. I don't think I recognized how anxious I was about being a single parent. It was really, really stressful." In her 60 Minutes interview, the Oscar winner revealed that she was so unhappy in the years following her divorce that she was struggling to function both personally and professionally. Moreover, in 2011, she told Vogue that despite her excitement at having found love again, she was feeling rather blue, largely due to the prospect of aging. She admitted, "I am really going through that right now. I've had some really kind of sad moments lately." The actor's vulnerability presents a possible red flag in her relationship with Toth, who appeared to have jumped in when Witherspoon was at the deep end. According to dating coach Tiffany Toombs, entering a new relationship while in a state of emotional recovery can ultimately cause more harm than good, as those with wounds that haven't fully healed can often struggle with serious interpersonal relationships. Throughout her career, Reese Witherspoon has enjoyed a clean-cut public image, so fans were shocked when she and her hubby were arrested in 2013, resulting in Witherspoon pulling out the old get-out-of-jail-free card that only comes with thinking you're famous. According to Variety, during an outing with his wife in Atlanta, police pulled Toth over for driving in the wrong lane. Thereafter, cops grew suspicious that he had been driving under the influence. He was arrested after a breathalyzer test confirmed that he was over the legal limit. An irate Witherspoon began castigating the police officers, who she accused of being fake cops, and yelled, "Do you know my name?"
And I said all kinds of crazy things. I told him I was pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I said crazy thing.
When the officer said that they did not know who Witherspoon was, she became increasingly angry and began threatening that she would bring this altercation to the public eye. Following the rant, she and Toth were briefly jailed. After her release, she issued an apology for her behavior, explaining that she was scared and looking to protect Toth. Subsequently, sources alleged to People that Toth had always been a prominent social drinker. Insiders later told Radar that the incident was said to be a wake-up call for the couple, who were alleged to have experienced problems at home. Reportedly, both cut back on substance use after the arrest. Months before Reese Witherspoon and Jim Toth called it quits, pals expressed their concern that the twosome was drifting apart. A friend of the couple's told Radar that Toth was rarely seen with his wife, which was a fairly recent development for the couple. It was alleged that the duo had become mere acquaintances as opposed to spouses, with Toth supposedly coming to the realization that his values didn't align with those of his A-list wife. Conversely, Witherspoon reportedly felt that she was the one being neglected in the marriage, with her man apparently preferring the company of his pals to her. Another insider confided in the outlet, "She'll free up time for him and then he disappears off to hang with his buddies. There have definitely been and are issues in their marriage." Furthermore, sources told Page Six that the spark had all but gone between the couple, saying the pair didn't seem to have romantic feelings for each other and were instead just focused on co-parenting. Meanwhile, others have suggested that Witherspoon's decision to commit to acting rather than her business endeavors played a role in the pair's increasing alienation. For instance, the actor launched her media company Hello Sunshine in 2016. Although the venture initially brought her and Toth closer, they allegedly drifted apart when Witherspoon sold the company in 2021. At the time of their separation in 2023, the pair hadn't been seen in public for 8 months. According to Radar, Toth did have the opportunity to accompany his wife to press events but opted not to. Subsequently, this led to speculation that the star's busy work schedule was causing the marriage to crumble. Indeed, Witherspoon's Instagram account offers an insight into her priorities leading up to her split from Toth. Tellingly, her husband was all but absent from her feed over the few months prior to their divorce announcement. She last uploaded a photo of Toth on New Year's Day 2023, though she made no explicit mention of him in the post. Although celebrities are by no means obligated to share snaps of their partners on social media, the exclusion of Toth was in stark contrast to the actor's Insta posts from the previous year, in which sweet tributes to her husband were heavily featured.
I could never do anything. I couldn't start a company, I couldn't climb a mountain, I couldn't have 3 kids if I didn't have a supportive husband.
This shift isn't out of character for Witherspoon. As early as her 2012 Elle interview, Witherspoon appeared overly defensive when discussing media speculation around her love life, saying, "I want to not perpetuate any more of this kind of garbage that's out there in the media about women falling in love blindly. No one's life is perfect." Back in July 2022, it was revealed that Reese Witherspoon had bought an $18 million Nashville estate. Although the purchase was nothing out of the ordinary for the uber-wealthy Southern belle, speculation grew as to whether she bought the property in a bid to save her ailing marriage. That November, Radar reported that the couple's marriage was on the rocks. Rumors of an impending divorce began circulating when Witherspoon was photographed without her wedding ring. But those close to the pair claimed that Witherspoon was holding on to hope that the Nashville move would help give her and Toth a much-needed fresh start. An insider said, "Ask anyone, and they'll admit that Reese and Jim have their ups and downs, but they are very committed to making this marriage work. Moving to Nashville will hopefully give them a chance to slow down and spend more quality time together." However, according to experts, relocating in the hope of saving a marriage is often a bad idea.
Okay, you know what? That's not helpful.
Advising a couple with a similar dilemma, relationship coach Dr. Nerdlove explained that a sudden desire for relocation may be a red flag signaling that a marriage is dying. Even if the setting changes drastically, odds are the turmoil within the relationship will remain after the move. Reese Witherspoon and Jim Toth's marital woes coincided with Toth reaching his 50s, which could mean that a potential midlife crisis was looming. Insiders who chatted to The Sun alleged that Toth had been suffering from said crisis since 2021. One friend was so confident that the damage to their marriage was irreparable, they described their separation as an inevitability for the increasingly estranged couple. However, there have been suggestions that trouble was brewing as far back as 2020, the year Toth turned 50. According to Us magazine, the couple began dividing their assets at the end of that year. This division between the pair was attributed to Toth's changing sensibilities once he hit the Big 50. The former talent agent decided to change career paths, becoming deeply invested in Silicon Valley ventures and thereby causing a greater rift between him and his wife. As one friend said to The Sun, "Jim just isn't the guy Reese married and had a son with anymore. His personality, his attitude, and his whole take on life really changed when he got out of the agency business." The same friend conceded that Toth had even started dressing in different styles and wearing garish jewelry around this time. Indeed, in social media posts prior to the split, Toth's appearance had changed drastically, with Reese's hubby sporting trendy skinny jeans, a hoodie, and a hipster mustache, a signifier, perhaps, of those midlife crisis rumors. In March 2023, the public learned of their decision to divorce. On Instagram, the actress shared a joint statement from herself and Toth, writing, "We have enjoyed so many wonderful years together and are moving forward with deep love, kindness, and mutual respect for everything we have created together." She turned off comments for the post, likely in a bid to curtail gossip regarding the cause of their split. Curiously, the announcement came just 2 days before they were set to celebrate their 12th wedding anniversary. The fact that the couple's separation coincided with a pivotal moment in their relationship suggests that the trouble may have been prevalent for some time. The statement also came mere days after Witherspoon's birthday, making the timing even more questionable. Tellingly, just 2 days before the actor announced the divorce, her daughter Ava paid tribute to her on her special day. Writing in an Instagram post, she said, "She is truly a force of nature. What I admire most is the way she moves through the world as a curious, considerate, gracious, and loving person." Ava's commendation of her mother's resilience may be seen as a subtle nod to the looming divorce. Moreover, it's possible she was throwing a bit of shade towards Toth with her emphasis on Witherspoon being a loving person. So, yet again, Witherspoon finds herself single. But as she told Vogue in 2011, "With whatever I've lost, I've gained tenfold in life experience."